Welcome to another edition of a week of mass shootings. We had 6 reported mass shootings this past week, from December 4th to December 10th, and we'll look at all those in just a second. But first, this is my high-tech way of following these this year. Hopefully you can read my handwriting. I wrote down the dates that we hit milestone numbers, every 25 mass shootings. The red in the center is the record-breaking 690 in 2021 year. So you can see we hit 25 a week ahead of where we hit it in 2021, the first milestone. And we were 1 week ahead. Then we jumped to 2 weeks ahead, and we stayed a week or two ahead until around September 15th, when we fell a day behind, and continue to fall way behind since. Coincidentally, at that same time, the majority of the cities reporting mass shootings were reporting their very first one, or maybe their second one. In smaller cities, where it would be a lot harder to hide the information, cities like Chicago went almost a month without reporting one, which is highly unlikely to be very accurate, but we work with what we have. I'm not buying that these numbers are accurate, but I will continue to report to you as if they are, and just let you know that the total this year is probably higher, probably much higher. Right now, we're at 636 on the year, 6 of which came this last week. And my theory on all this is they couldn't have over 700 mass shootings going into an election year, and they're smudging the numbers. So let's start on December 4th in lugoff, South Carolina, where 1 was killed and 4 injured. This is the first one for lugoff this year. 21-year-old Devin Simon, he was the one that was killed, happened around 4:30 a.m., and the police attempted to pull over a speeding vehicle. The driver refused to stop and led police to the hospital. 6 people were in the car, 1 was arrested, 2 ran away, and 3 had gunshot wounds. Another woman was shot on I-20 West, and police believe that incident was connected with this one. On December 5th, in Austin, Texas, 6 were killed and 3 injured. And this is the second one for Austin this year. And it's also the 39th mass murder with a gun that we've had this year. And 56-year-old Shane James Sr. was killed, 55-year-old Phyllis James, 32-year-old Emmanuel, 24-year-old Sabrina Rahman, 56-year-old Catherine Short, 30-year-old Lauren Short. They were all killed. And our suspect was 34-year-old Shane James, and he was arrested. And officers were also among those that were injured. And this was described as a home invasion, domestic violence, family annihilation. This one basically has it all. They're calling it a little bit of everything. It happened around 7:30 p.m., and police are calling it a series of violent incidents. On December 6th in Peyton, Colorado, 4 were killed and 1 injured. And this is the second one for Peyton, Colorado this year. And this was the 40th mass murder with a gun. And it happened just before midnight, around 11:40 p.m. Police arrived at a home and found a man shot outside with non-life-threatening injuries and 4 people dead inside. And there was nothing further released at the time of my doing this video. December 6th, Las Vegas, Nevada, 3 were killed and 1 injured, and this is the second one in Vegas this year. The second one actually in 6 days in Vegas. They hadn't had any all year. They had one last week, and now they had another one this week. And this one happened at the University of Nevada, and the 3 that were killed were 64-year-old Dr. Chang, 39-year-old Dr. Patricia Navarro Velez, and 69-year-old Dr. Nauko Takemaru. Our suspect was 67-year-old Anthony Polito, and he was killed in a shootout with the police. On December 9th, in Atlanta, Georgia, 3 were killed and 1 injured, and this was the 7th one for Atlanta this year. All the victims were male, and they're calling this one a drug deal that's gone bad. And it happened in the Buckhead neighborhood around 6:45 p.m. And if you're paying attention to anything going on in Atlanta, Buckhead is the city that's trying to leave Atlanta. And apparently senators there aren't allowing them to secede, but they're still trying. And December 10th in Philadelphia, 2 were killed and 2 injured. And this was the 20th one for Philly this year. 28-year-old female was killed, and one 32-year-old male was killed. And the two that were injured were both males, 36 years old and 45 years old. Happened around 4 a.m., and there's no more information on that one. This is a weekly video, so if you like this type of content, hit that like button, leave your thoughts in the comments, and consider subscribing. And I'll catch you next week.